Okay, so on this problem, it says, let's try one more time. The perimeter of the rectangle is 64. The length is 16 more than the width. Find the width and the length. So I'm just going to let the width be W and the length be L. Let the width be W, length be L. Okay. So what does it say? The perimeter is 64. Now, do you know the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle? Let me draw a little rectangle. It might help. Here, no, it's actually gonna be the other way. Okay, a little rectangle. Here's width, length. Okay, so perimeter. Formula for perimeter is 2 lengths plus 2 widths, and they tell me that is 64, so that equals 64. You tracking with me? Perimeter. Why is that the formula for perimeter? Because perimeter means all the way around the outer edge of the rectangle. So all the way around the outer edge of the rectangle is a width, a length, a width, and another length. See how it's 2 widths and 2 lengths added up? Does that make sense? That's the perimeter. Perimeter means all the way around the outside edge of a shape. So 2 lengths plus 2 widths is the perimeter formula for a rectangle. Again, width, length, 2 widths and 2 lengths added up. That's the perimeter. Okay, and the length, and then the second sentence, it says the length is, remember, is equals 16 more than, 16 added to the width. So the length equals 16 added to the width. Remember, since we have two letters, we need 2 equations. We have L and W, width and length. So when you have 2 letters, you must have 2 equations. We do now have 2 equations. Okay, so how are we going to solve these 2 equations, 2 letters? What are we going to do? Well, let's put a little over here. Okay, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug one of them into the other. This is what we've learned to do in this section, plug one into the other. Notice the second one says L equals 16 plus W. That means I can plug that in right here for L in the other equation because L is the same as 16 plus W, right? L equals 16 plus W. It's the same as 16 plus W. So wherever you see L, you're free to replace it with 16 plus W because it is equal to 16 plus W. All right, I think you've got it. So then what does that mean? I'll bring this equation down then. That means 2 times L, and what's L? 16 plus W plus 2W is 64. Make sense? See what happened there? So I take one equation and plug it into the other. L equals 16 plus W, plug in for L, 16 plus W. Okay, now we have this equation, and now solve for W. Now we have, whoops, do that again. Now we have only W, don't we? Now we have only W. You see how there's only one letter here now? So solve for W. Let's do it. So distribute through these parentheses, 2 times 16, 32, 2 times W, 2W, plus the other 2W is 64. Here's the wall of separation here, okay? And 2W and 2W. 4W. All right. And then subtract 32 from both sides. Boom and boom. 4W is 32. Last step. Divide by 4. Boom. W equals 8. So we got the width. The width is 8. 32 divided by 4. So the width is 8. how do we get the length now? What are we going to do to get that length? We're going to have to plug that in, aren't we? I can come up here. I can answer the width now. The width is 8. So to get the length, I'll write this in. Now, plug in W equals 8 anywhere. Really, you can plug in anywhere. The easiest place is going to be right here where you've already got L alone, right? Because you're trying to find L now. So just grab the one that already has L alone. Will be the easiest. Now, you're allowed to plug in anywhere. It'll work anywhere. Anywhere will work. But the easiest place is going to be where L's already alone, since you're trying to find L. And so I'm going to take that, 8, and plug right in there. So L is 16 plus 8. L is 24. There we go. And we got L. Bring that up, type it in. All right, so one more time. Let me recap. So we started with the perimeter form. The perimeter of a rectangle is all the way around the outer edge, width, length, 2 widths and 2 lengths. Perimeter equals 64, they said, and the length is 16 more than the width. Plug one equation into the other. Get that equation with W, solve for W. Once you get W, plug in W anywhere. Plug it in there. We got L. So there we go. We solve for both letters, length and width.